So welcome guys to the new episode. What I want to talk today, I want to talk a little bit about myself, because this is also sometimes people are asking me, Christian, from where you have your knowledge, Christian, from where you get the information and so on, and what you are doing, you know. And yeah, for in this time I want just to explain a little bit about myself, who I am. So yeah, I'm Christian, I'm 29 years old, and I get married this summer. This is a little bit about myself, about my private life. I'm working as a product manager, and I'm quite happy in the job. Before my job as a product manager, I was a commissioning guy, traveling around the world and doing a lot, like living 2.5 years in England. This was quite funny and nice, and I meet really cool people there. And I was doing there like commissioning test beds for engine, e-drives, powertrains and so on. And also I was doing my job at BMW Motorrad, or motorcycle. So this is a little bit of myself. Since when I'm riding motorcycles, I'm riding basically since I am 4 years old. So 25 years with this summer will be the top for now. So I have a little bit of experience about riding motorcycles off-road. So I started with motocross a little bit, not professional or anything, like driving through fields and so on. And then later I was swept a little bit also more to enduro and motocross, and then with 16 I got a scooter. I was driving on the road with a scooter, because in Vienna it's not making sense to have a 50cc bike with shifting and clutch and so on. This is just, it would be stupid. So that's to myself and my experience. So I have driven many kilometers. Like my GS had 40,000 kilometers, for example. My Mega Moto has 30,000, and I drove with of it and a half, and then I drove before that 30,000. So I have driven a lot till now. So this is about my riding experience. So also because I was riding bigger bikes off-road, and you learn a little bit different skills, because when you ride a smaller bike like a 450 Enduro or 300 Enduro, you can do a lot with your power and do a lot without skills, you know, because the bike is light and so on. With a bigger bike, I can say skills save you strength. Like every skill you can learn or you know, use it. And this is, for example, like going with a momentum up and so on is much more needed with a big bike like that one, because it's heavy. The traction is not bad in the HP2, it's brilliant, you know. Compared to a 1250 GS, it has like 100% more off-road grip and traction than 1250 GS. This is something I can say it's yeah, it needs a longer swing arm on the GS, but that's only my maybe impression. So this is why I think I can tell a lot about my feelings, what I get about new bikes, what I like and so on. And I also like to communicate with people and do something for and with people. And this is why I came to the idea to make the YouTube channel and talk about bikes, talk what I feel, talk about what I'm doing. So I hope you appreciate this motovlog, but this is a little bit like my experience or background, what I can show you. Of course, for example, I haven't driven like 100 bikes or 1,000 bikes over my life, of course, so I cannot compare so many bikes, but I can say most modern bikes I can compare. For example, I've driven a T7, a 1290 Adventure R, 890 Adventure, so I drove a little bit of bikes, of course, but not all. But I hope with the time and the love I put into the channel, it will grow, and then maybe we will do a little bit more about bikes, and in the future maybe bigger projects are coming. So finger crossed, everything will be fine and everything will be cool. So yeah, this is a road, for example, that is quite not far from Vienna, quite twisty. Many people are riding here after work, for example, because it's like 20 minutes and you are here and then you are riding up and down and have nice roads and twisties and curves. And here is the Dopplerhütte, it's called it, and here's a quite yeah, non-spot, as you see. GS, a new one, I think, or a newer one, again a BMW. So, and that's a nice old one, bike. This is a nice old one bike. So yeah, and I love motorcycles. That's something, it's in my blood. I like to talk about bikes. I like to ride bikes, and mainly I'm more the off-road guy. I like on-road, as you have seen on my Sardinia holiday. So for example, this was just one holiday from many I have drove or I have been with the motorcycle, and I was doing challenging things with the 1250 GS, so I can say many things I have done with a HP2 or GS not many people are doing. Of course there are more hardcore people, there's no doubt, but yeah. So how I came into BMW bikes. BMW bikes are a little bit also from my father. My father was driving a BMW 1200 ST, for example, and now today he's driving my 1250 GS, and he gave it to me a little bit. He has also a Harley. Maybe in May or June I can take it out and then just ride it a little bit and show you a different bike, and not really maybe non-bike, I would say. And yeah, what else? Yeah, for my 29 years old, I love to ride. I hope my camera setup will be now perfect and my quality will increase. To do as many reviews this year as possible. This is my target also, so it will be also a busy time. It's also a little bit hard for such a smaller channel. Maybe some other will agree to me, they have maybe tried. If you say you want to do a video, then maybe some dealers just say no. They just say no, you need to buy, or you need to be a potential buyer for the bike, then you can ride it. So it's hard a little bit to get test bikes sometimes, let's say. As I said in my last videos, the 900 GS was not easy to get, for example. The 1300 GS is a horrible story. So yeah, and I would also do, for example, KTM. I am not a KTM boy, definitely not. I own a KTM, yes, most people don't know. I own a lot of bikes, but most of the bikes are not shown on the channel till now. But Yeah, I own one, a 450 AXC, and yeah, it's a good bike, but I can say a Honda CRF 450 much better. Yes, you need to do the suspension and so on, but for me it was a much better bike. I felt more comfortable on the bike, much more smooth and aggressive too. So yeah, and the background how I came to the BMW bike. So an HP2 was something I really wanted to have one. Really, I have seen it the first time in 2005, and I have been on Erzberg as they were driving, and I can say every time when I think and I see some pictures, then I just get a different feeling, let's say. So it's completely like yeah, it's like now, for example, I am riding all the time with a big smile on my face, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed a little bit my introduction. I'm really open to every opinion. Like, if you have some ideas, you say you want to see this and this in videos, then just put it in the comments, like it and subscribe it. This helps a lot, really. It's really good for the algorithms that is on YouTube. And yeah, enjoy.